Right, hi there all. After the fun the other day, it's back to the America and a bit of work on that, and I'm still having issues with the plastidip on the front wheel, so I will show you where we're at. It's just started bubbling. The camera's picking it up along here, and that's just going to take no time to come off. So I'm afraid, I think the only course of action really is I'm going to just start peeling the whole lot off and starting excuse me, starting again. And this will also be quite interesting for people to see what plastidip kind of looks like. I'll put the camera somewhere. Oh, you can hold the camera, Jen.
She said silently in the background.
This, you can zoom in on, plastidip coming off.
Wow.
Man, old stuff. But, yeah, the whole bloody wheel again in it.
Reminds me of that old stuff in the 70s that my mum used to put on her face for like a peel.
Can I put some of this on your face later? It pains me to do it, but it's got to be perfect or nothing at all. See, I can't work out why. Let's give everything a bit of a scuff up and a re-prep, maybe for a respray.
It was that bit, wasn't it?
No, in fact there was a bit down here that actually went real bubbly.
Oh, how strange.
Most bizarre. But I hopefully we'll get away with leaving the spokes plastidipped. And it's just the rim we have to worry about. Probably get away with a few lighter layers, but I don't know what's caused it, whether I haven't cleaned a bit, whether there was some grease or something got on there and reacted. Maybe I was a bit too heavy at one point, I don't know, but it's my first plastidip disaster anyway. So, but yes, it's so easy. Well, it's twofold really. It would be easy to just, if it was normal, say you're doing it with hammerite, you could scuff it up and just spray it, and if you messed up then sand it back when it's hardened. And I did try that on an earlier video doing the thinners, which worked for a little patch, but then the other section did it too much. So I think in this case it's easier just to peel the whole lot off and start again. Right, so I'll keep doing that and give the wheel another clean, and then hopefully get some good coats of plastidip on. So that's about 4 or 5 coats on both sides, and it's turned out fine, no problems. Must have just been having a bad paint day, I guess. So yep, I'm just going to let that bad boy dry off. Going to nip into the shed now to do a few other bits. But yep, front wheel, calling that done. Well, apart from putting the disc on. Right, and I've come out into the shed just to escape the paint fumes from inside the house, where luckily we've got a very shitty old carpet, so so that didn't really matter getting plastidip all over that. But the wheels look like they turned out okay. It says leave 4 hours for that stuff to dry, but I'm going to leave it overnight anyway, or for a couple of days before I start mauling it around and putting the new front disc on. So I've come back out into the shed now to probably reassemble the side mount for Jen's bike. I think that's ready to go. The handwright's been on there for a few days, so I'll just start putting all the bits together. So that's going to mount onto that. I'm still undecided whether to chop that bolt down, but it's one of those weird things you just think that might be handy for something at some point. What other little things have I got to mention in here? Oh yeah, I was reading through my old boxes, found an old tank pad that I'd had for a long time. I'm going to possibly, I might do that in a minute actually, if I can find some new sharp blades. I'm going to cut this up a little bit, purely as I'm just being completely anal about this bike, but where I've moved the wiring and everything back, it at that stance straight on, it doesn't touch the frame, and it doesn't actually touch the frame at all when you're moving it. But just for peace of mind, I'm going to just cut out a little bit of paint saver, if you like, out of that tank pad that I've got, because obviously I don't need a tank pad for this bike. That was one of my old ones. Pop that on there just because I'm being a bit OCD really. I'll pop you down and let's get those bits aside for now. Focus on one job at a time and get the old side mount back together. Little nylox might be just the job. Yes, matching pair. Could only actually find one little spring washer, so OCD, everything's got to be symmetrical, so that'll just have to do. Another big ass nylock. that's 17. There we are, side mount, ready to go. Now Jen's been a very, as we're totally skint, very ruthless with her ladies' shoe collection, so she's been selling shoes on eBay. So with the money we'll probably treat ourselves to some nice little indicators for the Bonneville America, and a number plate that isn't quite so ridiculously huge. So right, end that bit there, head back into the house and pop that bad boy on. There, the thread lock. And a cat on camera as well.
Come here. Sorry.
You're not interested, are you?
Do you want a bruiser?
Yeah, look, see. There it is. Nice. Get your torque wrench back to nothing. Cool beans. Right, they're done. Let's get this chain guard on. Let's try it. Bet you it's a T27, the only one I've lost. T30. Yay, T30. There we go, nice and solid. Deserve a bit of a slurp of tea. So that's the shocks done. That's on. We're going to get a little slightly smaller show plate only, of course, number plate on there, and then it will be the wiring up. Let me get you off the old window. Let me have a look around this end. So that's it. I was tempted to chop these down, but it doesn't really bother me that much. It doesn't bother the Jen, and she wants kind of, you know, a bit more of a rough and ready look, which is what she'll get with me anyway. But obviously got to get the chains a tiny bit loose at the moment, but once that's off the stand, I can get once the wheel is back on, we can get this off the stand and get all this buttoned up properly. But I think I've thought about it. Dell had a brilliant suggestion using some copper piping for a really nice kind of finish on it, which I was really keen on. I think though what I am actually just going to do think, do you know what, I'm like, should maybe have not bothered putting the chain guard on just yet until I've done this. It might have to come off again. Oh, it's 2 bolts, but I think sleeve all that, little P-clip in there, tiny little hole somewhere in here, and then I could run it along the inside. Could just go just really ratty and just run it along the top. Not sure yet. Yeah, I'll work that out once I've got there, because I'm going to have to extend the bits of loom anyway to make up the difference. Yeah, some progress made. On the back, you can see that. Cool.
Right, so that's about it for today. Run out of time. In between waiting for coats paint to dry and doing bits and bobs, nipping out and doing errands and stuff. Run out of time, so that's just a little one today. Hopefully the next thing will be front wheel going on and a bit more on the rear mudguard, trying to solve that. There's a couple of tanks on eBay at the moment. If I can sell one of the guitars that I've got on, make enough money to cover some bills, maybe we could look at, you know, trying to get a Bonneville tank on it, which is what I'd really like to do, but we'll see. But otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.
I hate that monkey.